All right, welcome everybody, y'all. I'm coming to you from a tiny house in Portland, Oregon today for the April office hours. It's April 7th, 2023, and I'm really excited because this is the first office hours of Q2, the second quarter, which means that we are moving on from the Q1 content, which was all about content marketing, to strategic networking. And I'm really excited about that because it's actually one of my favorite things to do. Yes, but it wasn't always that way. And I'll tell you about that. As usual, in terms of big ideas, I want to start with a little philosophical perspective about networking. So we're talking all about strategic networking. But I kind of want to start with, it's not really a story, it's just a little reminiscing I've been doing about myself, because this is April, actually, I don't know the exact date. It was a Friday in April in 1988 when I was fired from my second job out of college. I'm sure a lot of you have heard that story. And so it's 35 years. And I was just a totally different person at that point in my life. And even before that, I was reminiscing last night with some friends and thinking about how, as a child, I just was afraid of people. I was afraid. I wasn't an introvert. I wasn't shy. I was afraid. I'm not exactly sure what I was afraid of, truthfully, but I didn't really trust people very much. And so I was a listener and not a talker. And so I would just basically sit and listen while other people talked, which is actually a lot of what I do these days, but I also talk much more now. But I never knew how to jump into a conversation. I really never knew what to say. But again, as I said, things have changed and I'm almost 62. My birthday's coming up and we will be celebrating it one way or another. But I do think that, thanks to 35 years of being self-employed, I am a different person. And it's thanks to all the opportunities that I've had, that I've kind of provided for myself over the years in this laboratory that is my business and your business. So I hope you're using it as a laboratory. And I really feel like it has forced me to rise to the occasion and to behave differently, to literally become a different person. You really wouldn't recognize me. And I'm not here to say, if I can do it, you can, because that's not necessarily true. But I do think that it's possible if you're someone who is afraid or shy or introverted or whatever word you use, or not, right? The networking is a really important element in building a business. And I do think that's where it starts. And actually, often we've done a little research lately and we learned, and I've noticed this, but I didn't have the numbers. We've learned that often when people start a new business, the first thing they do is go out networking because it's the most accessible thing to do, except when you're locked down. But now that we have LinkedIn, it really is one of the easiest things to do. So what the heck is networking? We did a word cloud based on what people said their challenges to networking are. And I can't tell you how happy I was to see the word connections as the biggest word in that word cloud, because I just love connections and I love connecting. And I'll talk a little bit about that shortly too. But yes, I would say networking is connecting with people, building relationships. But to me, networking is about essentially making friends. We're making business friends. And I think if you can think about it that way, it gets a little less scary. And again, I don't want to assume that everyone is afraid of networking, but a lot of people are. And so if you can think about it as making friends, Gigi Rosenberg, one of my clients who some of you know, talked about it as going to a party. Think about it as going to a party, an online party or even an offline party, right? An in real life party. but it's also engaging with people, interacting with people. And this to me is the way you listen to the market, by engaging and interacting with people. So when I say listen to the market and people say, what do you mean? I mean networking, I mean engaging, I mean interacting. So that, and actually some of you may have seen my second quick LinkedIn tips newsletter that I sent out also this past week, was all about commenting. And commenting is the perfect example of online networking, right? To me, liking is not really networking, but engaging and commenting and sharing, that is definitely networking. Go to a monthly event. If you can, attend an event in real time monthly, if possible, if there is one. If you can't, then you have to compensate with online networking. And I like to say every day for LinkedIn, 5 minutes, which usually stretches a little bit into 10 or 15. But it's more about the cumulative aspect as opposed to the time spent. It's just doing a little bit every day. All right, thanks for showing up, y'all.